So today I wanted to talk about Jordan Love and this potential contract extension. At this point, we've all kind of been just sitting here waiting and waiting to see when the Packers will inevitably give Jordan Love this contract extension. We keep seeing more quarterbacks get paid more and more money, and seemingly Jordan Love's price just keeps going up and up. Now, it seems like everyone in the Packers organization has said that they expect this extension to be done before training camp, which starts on July 22nd. So we are just a few weeks away from that point. Both Brian Gutekunst and Jordan Love both said they fully expect it to happen by that point.
Goody said, yeah, we'd like to get Jordan deals done before starting training camp. Do you have a sense that things will pick up after this mini camp between now and July 22nd?
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, just what he said.
Are you optimistic that something could get done by then?
Yes.
Why? What makes you optimistic?
This is what I've heard.
So at this point, it's not a matter of will a contract extension with Jordan Love happen before the season. It's a matter of when and what that contract will look like. I think a lot of us are sitting here wondering, how much is Jordan Love going to be paid? We know he's going to get one of the best quarterback contracts in the NFL currently, but to what degree? After a very impressive first year as a starter, Jordan Love threw for over 4,000 yards and 32 touchdowns. He showcased why he is going to be the future at quarterback for the Green Bay Packers and needs to be paid as such. Last offseason, the Packers decided to decline Jordan Love's fifth-year rookie option and instead give him a one-year extension, which gave them a little bit more leverage in terms of how 2023 played out. And then, of course, 2023 played out in showcasing that Jordan Love is the guy that needs to be paid for the Packers. So in today's video, I wanted to break down a potential contract extension for Jordan Love, which would pay him just over what we saw Trevor Lawrence was just paid. And it seems like every couple of weeks, another quarterback is paid an even crazier amount where we go, okay, now we're going to have to pay Jordan Love more than that amount. And that's probably why nothing has been done yet, because more quarterbacks just keep getting paid. I'm sure Jordan Love's camp is sitting here going, okay, well, pay us more than that. And then the Packers have to rework a bigger contract based off of someone else who just got extended. I mean, Trevor Lawrence just tied Joe Burrow at $55 million annually, which I think is crazy to begin with, because I think Jordan Love is a much better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. So it's like, how much more do we have to pay him and then end up making him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL is still a crazy thing to say, because at the end of the day, it was just 1 year of play from Jordan Love. I'm not saying he's not going to replicate that or grow on that or get better on that, but it is just 1 year of play, and we're talking about already paying him as the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. But at this point, you really don't have an option. Quickly, before we dive into the contract, I want to give a big shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring today's video. And new users on Sleeper can get a first-time deposit match 100% up to $100, meaning if you were to place $50 in your account, they will match that, and then you'd have $100 to play with. And I will also be covering your first $10 deposited with code BASS, B-A-S. All the information is down in the description. In order to get that matched by me personally, send me a screenshot of your first deposit with code BASS, and I will Venmo you $10. So if you went and deposited $10 with code BASS, not only will Sleeper double that amount, I'll cover your initial investment, and you'll basically have a free $20 in your account, where then you can choose higher or lower on any given stat across a multitude of different sports. Choose between 2 to 8 of your favorite players. Make your picks and earn up to 100x payouts. Sleeper's a very clean and easy to use app. Again, all the details are down in the description below. Go and use code BASS, B-A-S, to get your first deposit matched up to $100. All right, so without further ado, let's dive down into a potential contract for Jordan Love that we're going to see in the next coming weeks, in my opinion. But before we do so, let's take a look at all the current quarterbacks right now. So I'm going to bring up the screen, and we see at the top all the quarterbacks and what they're making by average per year. We'll actually sort it by average per year, and we see Trevor Lawrence actually jump Joe Burrow because it's the more recent one. So Trevor Lawrence making $55 million per year, $200 million guaranteed. Joe Burrow's at 55. Jared Goff's at 53. Like, if Jared Goff's at 53, and no discredit to Jared Goff, because I think he is a very underrated quarterback, but if Jared Goff's at 53, like, you have to pay Jordan Love over that. Like, you simply have to. Herbert's at 52.5, Lamar even at 52 million, Jalen Hurts 51, and then we start dropping, a decent bit under 50 with Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson. Still crazy that Patrick Mahomes is making $45 million annually. The Chiefs did an excellent job structuring that contract, and at the time it looked a little crazy, but it just makes so much sense now, and they're getting away with pretty much robbery at this point. When you look at the top of the list and you see Goff and Lawrence up here and Patrick Mahomes all the way down here, it is pretty crazy, and it's why the Chiefs continue to make and win Super Bowls. Then when you take a look at fully guaranteed, we can even sort it by that. We're just going to skip over Deshaun Watson. That's an outlier. We're not even going to talk about that. Joe Burrow, $146 million fully guaranteed. Lawrence, $142. Lamar Jackson, $135. Herbert, $133. Jared Goff, $113. And right now, the Packers sit at just over $28 million in cap space. As of right now, cap space really doesn't play a toll in this. The Packers have plenty of cap space now and in the future. And right now, Jordan Love's cap hit for 2024 upcoming is $12.7 million. So when they extend him, yes, that will go up some, and we'll go over that, but it's not going to go up a crazy amount in 2024. Like, they're still going to have plenty of money left over to potentially extend Kenny Clark or maybe sign another free agent or so, and then still have some left over. Like, cap space in 2024 is not a worry for this at all. All right, so now let's dive down into what a potential Jordan Love contract extension and what that legwork of the contract would look like in terms of cap hits year in and year out. And I found this contract on Twitter from Ken Ingalls. I'll put his @ down in the description below, the link to his account. He does a lot of salary cap work in regards to the Green Bay Packers, and awesome account to follow over there on Twitter, and puts out potential contracts like this on a lot of the players that we're seeing potential extensions that are going to happen. So he did one on Jordan Love. So let's bring this up on the screen. And basically, it looks like a lot because there's just numbers everywhere. But what this comes out to is a 5-year, $275.5 million contract, which would then net him $55.1 million average per year, or the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Now, me personally, I think it's going to end up being higher than that. I think Tua and also Dak could see extensions very soon, and that could yet again raise that number even more. I'm thinking the Packers might have to pay Jordan Love more so $60 million annually, which again is crazy. But this also includes $127.7 million guaranteed, lower than the Trevor Lawrence amount. So I think that might have to come up as well. But when you take a look at this contract, you see the 5-year APY here on the bottom, $55.1 million. This also includes a large signing bonus of $80 million, and it includes double option bonuses in 2025 and 2026. We see all these $4.5 million bonuses and $4 million bonuses in order to keep the cap hits a little bit more manageable, where you can basically make future restructures to kind of push some of that money out if needed. Also includes a 2030 void year here with a 2026 option bonus of that $4 million. So under this contract, they'd basically drop his base salary in 2024 to make 2024 manageable, because it would include that $16 million signing bonus. You take the $80 million, you prorate it over the 5 years, therefore you get $16 million in signing bonus every season until 2028. So that's on all of those years, unless you were to, say, restructure and push out more void years, but this is, of course, an extension, so this is what it would start as. So you have that base salary, $1.1 million, the signing bonus of $16 million, a workout bonus, a per game bonus, and then also the 2023 signing bonus that is left over on his current deal. So then his salary cap charge in 2024 would be $20.1 million, or just under $8 million more than it is currently right now. So again, like I was saying, 2024 cap space is not a problem. Like I said, the Packers sit at over $28 million in cap space right now, so this would bring them to just over $20 million in cap space, where they'd have plenty of room, plenty of time to extend Kenny Clark. So an extension this massive doesn't mean that they're going to pay a ton of money in 2024. You'll see the cap charge obviously goes up and up and up. That's how contracts go. They're typically always backloaded because the salary cap just continues to go up and up and up. So it makes sense to pay more of the money when the salary cap is higher and you have more room. Then on the bottom, you have cash paid, running cash, and running new cash. Pretty much all the cash they're going to be paying out to Jordan Love. on this contract. And then on the very bottom here, you have dead cap. Obviously, if they were to move on from Jordan Love in a particular year, how much dead cap would be against the Packers salary cap. And obviously in the first few, even 4 years, 5 years, it's really not realistic at all to move on from Jordan Love. We understand the situation now that we moved on from Aaron Rodgers in a situation where his dead cap was very high. I mean, it can still happen, but Jordan Love's still obviously very young. This would probably be the first of multiple contract extensions if he continues up this play. So dead cap, you're not really looking at that unless it's like a crazy downfall in 4 years and Jordan Love simply isn't good anymore, but I don't see that happening. So let's look at the future cap hit. So this year, it would be $20.1 million cap hit. In 2025, it'd only jump up to $28 million. In 2026, then we see a pretty significant jump up to $43 million, but still not that bad. And considering that's 2 years away, quarterbacks in 2 years are going to be paid a lot more than this, and this will probably look like a low cap hit. This is just how the NFL continues to grow and grow in terms of a monetary standpoint, in terms of what you're paying players. Then you see another pretty big jump in 2027 at $66.5 million in terms of a cap hit. 2028, it's at its highest at $70.8 million, which is still just crazy to look at. 5 years ago, you would look at this and be like, this is crazy. Like a cap hit of $70 million, like no shot, right? But again, this is how the NFL continues to grow and grow and grow. Then in 2029, it drops down a bit to $60.8 million. So, you'd probably see some type of restructure in 2028, push more of that money outside. And then, of course, you have that void year in 2030 where the cap hit, no matter what, if he's on the roster or off the roster, would be that $4 million. And this is with no restructures down the line. This is just as it sits right now. What a contract of 5 years, $275.5 million, a new top $55.1 million average per year would look like for Jordan Love and an extension with the Green Bay Packers. Now, like I said, I personally see it being more than this. So kind of take these numbers and add a little bit to them because that's what I see happening. I see the Packers probably paying him more so $57, $58, maybe even $60 million annually, depending on what happens with Tua. Like if the Dolphins come out and pay Tua like $58 million, the Packers are going to have to top that. But if the Cowboys come out and pay Dak $60 million, like the Packers might get away with paying Jordan Love, say $58. It really depends. But I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm sure I've asked this a ton in other videos, but what do you think Jordan Love will get paid annually? Me personally, I'm at like $57.5 million annually, and I'm all on Jordan Love. I think he is the future of the Green Bay Packers. I have no worry about paying him this money. I know it's a ton of money and it's scary because you're tying so much of your financial to one player that just had one season, but the Packers already know what they have with Jordan Love. He's been in the building for, so many years now. They know what they have in their guy, and they're going to go out and pay him as such because he is the future at quarterback for the Green Bay Packers and their best chance to reach further playoffs and, of course, hopefully bring back the Lombardi Trophy to Titletown. But I appreciate you guys coming by to the video. Just wanted to go over a potential Jordan Love extension as I see this happening in the next coming weeks, and what it would look like for the Packers salary cap moving forward. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I appreciate you guys coming by to the video. I'll catch you on the next one, and as always, go Pack Go.